Hey everybody, welcome to your weekly forecast for Monday, May 23rd through Sunday, May 29th. And before we get started, as always, I would like to thank my subscribers for their continued support. And if you are new to my channel and you like this video, check out some of my other videos too. But please like and share and subscribe to my channel. And also in the description box below, there's a link there to my website if you would like to have your personal chart done or any other chart information. And there's also another link to something called Ask Me a Question, which is for people who are interested in only maybe one or two things about their chart. Okay, so read below. Anyway, we have quite a few aspects this week, okay? So like on Monday, May 23rd, the Sun in Gemini sextiles Jupiter in Aries, okay? And on the very same day, Mercury, still being retrograde, falls back into Taurus. Okay, so that put on an alert there for you Taurians, okay? Anyway, on Tuesday, May 24th, Mars moves into Aries, okay? And on this day, Mercury in Taurus, now in Taurus, okay, sextiles Mars in Pisces, see? So they're leaving. Here's what happens is Mercury, when it falls back into Taurus, falls back into the 29th degree because it's starting at the very end of the sign, okay? It's not starting at 0 degrees because it just left Gemini, right? It retrograded back in Gemini all the way to 0 degrees and then back into the sign previous to them, which is Taurus. So it comes back at 29 degrees. And at the very same time, that very day, okay, Mars is in like 29 degrees of Pisces. So it moves into, before it moves into Aries, it creates this sextile, okay? So anyone trying to, that confuses, I hope I didn't confuse you with that explanation, but that's how that happened. There was one more aspect to be made from Mars in, or to Mars in Pisces at 29 degrees, and Mercury falling back into Taurus at 29 degrees, okay? So they both go their separate ways now, and Mars does move into Aries on this day after that aspect, okay? On the very same day, Venus in Aries sextiles Saturn in Aquarius. Okay, and on Wednesday, May 25th, Mercury in Taurus trines Pluto in Capricorn. On Friday, May 27th, Venus in Aries squares Pluto in Capricorn. And on Saturday, the 28th, Venus moves into Taurus. On Sunday, May 29th, Mars in Aries conjuncts Jupiter in Aries. So this is like a really, really lucky day for everyone. So we'll see where the luck is happening in your chart. Okay, so whatever sign comes up after this, whatever. This is my intro, okay, to all the other videos. Hey Sagittarius. So on Monday, May 23rd, the Sun in Gemini in your 7th house sextiles Jupiter transiting in your 5th house of Aries. Okay, so your 7th house is your partnerships, your close relationships, any kind of agreement or arrangement that you have with someone else. So this could be a business partner, a romantic partner, or even a friend. Okay. But, and we've got a new moon coming up here like on the 30th, but I did cover that in your monthly forecast, so you might want to listen to that, okay? So anyways, your 5th house is your house of romance, okay? Jupiter's here now, and Mars and Venus are going to be moving here, all transiting together just for a short period of time, so look out, because this is going to be a very active part of your chart right now. Okay, this is, in America, we're coming upon Memorial Day weekend, which is a holiday. So it's a 3-day weekend, whatever. So maybe this is the beginning of, it is the unofficial beginning of summer here in America. Okay, so This could be something like a pretty big deal for you. You know, the fifth house is the house of parties, barbecues even, you know, whatever. Maybe you do have plans and you haven't had plans for, you know, like a long time. You really haven't possibly done anything on this holiday for, you know, the past so many years, but maybe this year may be different. Maybe you are in the mood to get out there a little bit, have some fun. So I think somebody might be actually trying to coax you out of your house on this day, and or at least make plans with you for the upcoming weekend, something like that. Okay, on Tuesday, May 24th, Mercury being retrograde now in Taurus in your 6th house, sextiles house, Mars transiting in Pisces in your 4th house. Okay, Mars is getting ready to leave on this day and move into your 5th house of Aries. Okay, so it's still in your house of your home life, your personal life, your family, where you actually physically live. I would have to say, because, you know, Mercury is still retrograde, retrograde in your 6th house of the workplace, the kind of work that you do. It's also your house of service and your house of health. But I would have to say that you've been working on something within your home. You know, a lot of times when Mars is here, it really makes you tackle the really big jobs around your house that you've been wanting to do, any kind of improvement or remodeling or something like that. So I think maybe that you started on something, but you didn't get a chance to finish it, and this is your day to do just that. The opportunity has come around again, or maybe even supplies that you needed to complete something, you know, some kind, if you're painting especially, you know, maybe you couldn't find the kind of paint that you wanted, and you did, and so now you're getting back to a project, I believe, that you're doing on your home. Okay, on the very same day, Venus in Aries in your 5th house, sextile Saturn transiting in your 3rd house of Aquarius. So, you know, your 5th house, like I said, is like parties and lots of invitations to do fun things. This is your house of amusements of any kind, entertainment of any kind, fun, creativity, games, sports, you know. So I think somebody could be asking you to attend something within your own neighborhood, within the area. It could even be like a block party thing, or even something like, let's say, like a garage sale that occurs on the whole block. Everyone on the block is doing it on the same day. Okay, on Wednesday, May 25th, Mercury again in your 6th house in Taurus trines Pluto transiting in your 2nd house of Capricorn. So again, with Mercury being retrograde in your 6th house of work and the kind of work that you do, and Pluto being in your 2nd house of earned income, I would have to say that someone is contacting you possibly about a job that you used to do, or something that you do yourself, something that you create. This is possibly something that you're known for, you know, even recently, over the past so many years, you've taken up something that could be like an old hobby or something like that that you used to do, or a hidden talent that came to the surface since Pluto has been transiting in your 2nd house. Okay, whatever the case, I believe that somebody is contacting you about doing some work for them. Okay, or if that's not the case, though, you could just be receiving money that was already due you from a past job. Okay, finally getting the check really was in the mail. You don't have to chase them down. Okay. On Friday, May 27th, Venus in Aries in your 5th house squares Pluto in your 2nd house of Capricorn again. So all this is spending money to have fun. You know, Venus in your 5th house does make you want to have fun. It's been there all month, all of May. You know, it's getting ready to move into, in fact, on Saturday the 28th, it moves into Taurus, okay? So you know, you should have enjoyed it while you can, but I mean, there's still going to be Jupiter and Mars here. But just for a few days there's going to be Jupiter, Mars, and Venus. Okay, so I don't know, you could actually be planning something. Maybe all that time, while Venus was there, you had plans. You had made plans to do something. Now you're going to do them on this day. And so what? So you're going to spend a little bit of money. It's worth it. Okay, again, on Saturday, May 28th, Venus does move into Taurus, into your 6th house. On Sunday, May 29th, Mars in Aries conjuncts Jupiter in Aries, both in your 5th house, okay? Now, you guys are the gamblers of the Zodiac, I usually don't have to tell you to gamble. You probably do it on a daily or at least weekly basis by playing the lottery. I'm a lottery player, and I do play every day. Everyone knows that. I have had some pretty, huge successes in the past. I'm really way overdue. So I am looking forward to this transit myself because I am a Sagittarian with Sagittarius rising, just like you. Okay? Anyways, or those of you with Sagittarius rising, you have Aries on your 5th house. So the combination of these two planets together brings about fortunate action, being in the right place at the right time, knowing when to make that move. If you go to casinos, and you're drawn to a certain slot machine, go there. Never ever gamble more than you can afford to lose, okay? That's like the first rule of gambling. But anyway, the gamble is also even taking a chance on someone else, like letting someone into your life, into your love life, maybe thinking about getting out there and, meeting new people. Jupiter in the 5th house brings you more possibilities, an abundance of possibilities practically in any area that the 5th house governs, which is romance and creativity and many other things, entertainment, okay, all of that. So you could even meet somebody on this day, or you could be out somewhere and meet someone that way, or just if you're home and you're feel like doing something creative, if you begin it at this time, you don't have to finish it, but anything that you begin under this aspect, no matter what part of your life it's occurring in, right, it has like the kiss of this aspect, more or less. So things begun at this time, but have a really, really good outlook, have a really, really good chance of a successful conclusion. Okay, so that's it right there. Again, this being I'm trying to think of what else you might want to take a chance on. I'm sure you'll think of something. Okay, so I think I can get another thing in here before my tape runs out. Okay, anyways, so for Aquarius, on Monday, May 23rd, the Sun in Gemini in your 5th house, okay, 6th house, Jupiter transiting in your 3rd house of Aries. Okay, so, on this day, Mercury also turns retrograde back into Taurus. Okay, but for now, we've still got the Sun in your 5th house of fun and entertainment, amusements of any kind, games, sports, speculation, gambling, creativity, big romance thing, and anything to do with children. Okay, having Jupiter in your 3rd house of like your everyday life and the people you would encounter throughout the normal course of your day, okay, means that maybe you are having a lot more contact with your neighbors, or people, just anyone, even a business or something, or a place of, I would have to say, entertainment, or even like a restaurant, something like that, where you would meet and gather possibly with other people. It looks like you're having a lot more fun, let's put it that way, within your own neighborhood, within your own area. There could be something even going on there if you have like a fair or something that occurs. This is or Memorial Day weekend in America. So there are usually a lot of things set up at that time. So maybe you're planning to do something or you're making plans to do something this weekend. And this could even be like with, this is, third house is also siblings and cousins. So, and old classmates. So even then, you know, maybe you're just making plans to get together with them. On Tuesday, May 24th, Mercury now in Taurus, again in your 4th house, sextiles Mars in Pisces in your 2nd house. So this is the last aspect it will be making for a while. Okay, so we're back to your home and money. Okay, having Mars in your 2nd house of income means that you are going after a new source of income or a way of increasing what you already have. Okay, but it did make you want to spend on your home. You know, maybe you like put it off. You were like, nah, I'm not going to spend the money on that. Or even on yourself. Your 4th house is also your personal life, okay? So you went back and forth, and you were like, nah, I can't afford to buy this or whatever. No matter what it was for, your home or yourself. Now that Mercury's back here again, you're like, you know what? I'm going to buy it, okay? So, and you deserve it, no matter what it is, if it's personal or if it's, you know, something for your family or your home or whatever. You deserve it. Treat yourself, okay? On the same day, Venus in Aries in your 3rd house, sextiles Saturn in your 1st house. So this is just like a nice, pleasant exchange, more or less, with your neighbors, you know, your... the 3rd house is your everyday life and the people you would encounter, okay, throughout the normal course of your day, which could be your neighbors or just anyone, you know, but whatever kind of contact you have with anyone at this time, especially in conversation, with the 3rd house being big communication house. This is local mail, like postal mail, regular email, any form of communication, phone, text message, verbal even. You have a pleasant exchange with someone on this day that makes you feel a little bit more like secure, okay? On Wednesday, May 25th, Mercury in Taurus in your 4th house trines Pluto, transiting in your 12th house of Capricorn. So we're back to, you know, with Mercury being retrograde in your 4th house, this is you know, things happening in your personal life or with your family or with your home or anyone you live with. That's what your 4th house is. It's also your past. 12th house is also your past, okay? Many other houses in your chart do cover some of the same things, okay? So this could be, this is a trine, you know, and the 12th house is the house of secrets and actions taken by you or someone else behind the scenes, okay? So maybe you are hearing from someone from your past. You know, maybe they're just blowing into town, whatever. Or you could have a discussion, a secret or confidential conversation with a family member at this time. And it could be kind of personal, or, you know, they could even approach you to have this conversation. So maybe the subject isn't about you, but it's about them, okay? On Friday, May 27th, Venus in Aries in your 3rd house squares Pluto, transiting in your 12th house of Capricorn. So not a big deal at all, you know. Again, with Venus in your 3rd house, it's making your daily encounters a little bit more pleasant. You know, it's been here all month, Venus, more or less. So maybe you're just enjoying a lot of time in your, like, in your own neighborhood, or with 3rd house. There's also siblings and cousins, and even people from a previous neighborhood where you may have lived. But it could be people also from your childhood and from school. Maybe there's a little bit of a mini reunion possibly going on, you know, with you and your friends. So, okay, on Sunday, May 29th, Mars in Aries conjuncts Jupiter in Aries in your 3rd house. Okay, so this is the very, very fortunate aspect. Okay, now your 3rd house is communication and travel, among many other things. But I would have to say, having Jupiter here, there are more possibilities now for you to travel. 3rd house is usually local travel. Okay, like your tri-state area, or just like a weekend trip, or even a day trip or overnight trip. but Jupiter does rule foreign travel or long distance travel. So I wouldn't be surprised if on this day, though, because of this conjunction, you have the sudden opportunity to travel, to possibly go away, you know, for a few days or something, you know. Also, though, I'm going to have to tell you that this aspect, it denotes fortunate action, being in the right place at the right time. So if there is any kind of local contest going on in your area, go enter it, okay? Even if it's not happening on this day, anything local that is some kind of contest, any kind though, it doesn't have to necessarily just be local. In fact, third house is an internet house, and if you have any online, there's like a lot of places, and they are legit. You make sure though that you check to make sure that they are legit. But there's a website that just has nothing but online contests that you can enter. So if I were you, you'll know it when you find it. Just do a search. I can't think of the name of it right now, but go enter some contests. Also, though, third house is the written word. You could get, and this is the house of local, you know, postal mail, regular email, text message, voicemail, you know, cell phone, anything, any form of communication. You could get some really, really good news on this day, and it could come in the form of like a regular postal letter, okay? And if you write, if you're a writer of any kind, anything that you write at this time is, you know, I always tell people, if you don't do anything on this day, at least start something, because you're starting it under a really fantastic aspect that kind of ensures that it will succeed, or it will work. It will work out the way that you wanted it to. So at least begin something on this day if you can't really use the aspect to its fullest. Happy birthday, Gemini. Hey, okay, so on May 23rd, Monday, okay, the sun in your first house in Gemini sextiles Jupiter transiting in Aries in your 11th house, okay? Obviously, you're going to be expanding, okay, in your 11th house, right, of friends and acquaintances. It's your most sociable house. It is any kind of organization you belong to, but it's where you like normally go to hang out, and your crowd, your group of friends. It's also the house of dreams, hopes, and wishes. So, you know, any kind of big goal that you've always had in mind, you know, you would at least get started on it now. You know, it doesn't mean that you're going to actually achieve it or whatever. At least, you know, you may have put something on the back burner somewhere along the way that you've always wanted to do. And now that Jupiter's here, you're beginning to think that, you know, it's possible. Maybe you should do these things. And you know what? Jupiter's going to be in your sign in about 2 years. Okay? Next year, it'll move into Taurus. And then the year after that, or maybe with the even in, like, what's that, 2024? I'll have to check. When I, hopefully when I do your June forecast. I'm pretty sure it's moving into your sign fairly, you know, quickly. So it will be in your first house, and when Jupiter's in your own sign, it makes all kinds of possibilities come to life. Okay, so get started on something now. Your personality with this aspect is really affecting your ability to win friends over, you know, or enjoy yourself, or have people like look forward to seeing you when you go out, or when they go out, you know, being invited to join a, let's say, even an organization or a group, something like that. But that's what this aspect kind of does. Okay, on Tuesday, May 24th, Mercury, now retrograde, left your sign day before, okay, on that Monday, falls back into Taurus, into your 12th house in retrograde motion, and it sextiles Mars in Pisces in your 10th house, leaving, actually, on, this is the last aspect this makes between these two planets for a while, okay? And because on this very same day after this aspect occurs, kind of, okay, Mars moves into Aries, into your 11th house, okay, where it will do an awful lot of good, right? But anyways, one more sextile, okay, from your house of secrets and confidences, actions taken by you or someone else behind the scenes, okay? When Mercury's here, this is like, I always say, it brings out the investigator in you. It makes you want to check up on things or find out things that, I don't know, that maybe you may need to know to get a jump on the competition possibly, or just out of curiosity. Okay, now that Mercury is retrograde here, it was already here, okay, like last month or whatever. And then it moved into your sign. So you've already, looked into something, and maybe you weren't able to get everything you needed, out of what the information that you found out. So with this planet being retrograde here, sometimes you get information that you weren't able to obtain before for whatever reason. Maybe you weren't even talking to the right person, and now accidentally you find out that how who it is that you should have talked to. Okay, but anyways, it is something to help you with your profession, your either professional or personal status, okay, in the public eye. 10th house is your career and your public persona and how you're known by personal and professional reputation. Okay, so something in regards to that you could be finding out, like the information you wanted in order, like I said, to get a jump possibly on the competition. On the very same day, Venus in Aries in your 11th house, sextile Saturn transiting in your 9th house of Aquarius. So Venus has been in your 11th house most of the month, okay, of like sociability. So if you're not out seeing people in person, you are socializing online, because this is the social media house. And having Saturn in your 9th house of foreign matters, okay, people from different countries, foreign cultures, backgrounds, languages, different philosophies or religious beliefs than yours. 9th house is many, many things, but I believe that you've been put in contact with like new people or whatever that are foreign to you in some way or other, and they may actually live in another country. On Wednesday, the 25th, Mercury in Taurus in your 12th house trines Pluto transiting in your 8th house of Capricorn. And again, back to the fact that actually both of these planets are in retrograde motion, both Mercury in your 12th and Pluto in your 8th house of other people's money and resources and legacies and inheritances and passive money, okay? This could also be, this is money coming to you through some kind of settlement. Having Saturn in your 9th house of Aquarius of legal matters means that maybe there was some kind of, legal matter. Could even be a lawsuit of some kind. Could be some kind of settlement that you're entitled to, and maybe you've had a fight for that. It's also the house of partners, resources, and money, and even shared debt that you share with a partner. Okay, so this could be something that is the topic of conversation right now. It could be, it's already been visited. Okay, the subject. So it's like we're back for a review here, I guess, to see if there's made any kind of progress, or to change some kind of an agreement possibly, or split up shared property with someone, or at least get more information on money that was due you or something, some kind of resource. Not everything is money, not everything is monetary, so there could be something being held up that now you're finding out where it is. When are you going to get it, right? On Friday, May 27th, Venus in Aries in your 11th house squares Pluto in your 8th house of Capricorn. And this really isn't too much of a big deal. It's just back to one of those, spending too much money socializing, possibly having to borrow it or use the credit card a little bit more often than you should, in order to like socialize or see your friends or do something with your friends, you know, go somewhere or have some fun, whatever. On Sunday, May 29th, yeah. Okay, Mars in Aries conjuncts Jupiter in Aries in your 11th house of Aries, okay? So this is the aspect of fortunate action. It is being in the right place at the right time. So if there's anything going on this date and you can be out there, you know, it doesn't matter. You could actually just meet someone at this time that's very, very beneficial to you, to your future, to your personal life possibly. It could be towards, you know, for your career or whatever. But this is a time of, again, it's really being in the right place at the right time, because like I said, this is your most sociable house. If you're unable to actually physically get out there and be with people or, you know, whatever, you can also socialize online. You could join some kind of new group even at this time that's beneficial to you in some way or other, okay? A lot of times when Jupiter is here, it brings a new person into your group of friends, you know, that they could, they bring like a breath of fresh air, but they're not just interesting, they may be personally beneficial to you in some way. So they could actually become like a really good and close friend, okay? So for Virgo, okay, on Monday, May 23rd, the Sun in Gemini, okay, in your 10th house, sextiles Jupiter, transiting in your 8th house of Aries. Okay, so now that the Sun is at the very top of your chart, in your 10th house of your career and your public persona, how people view and speak about you publicly and how you're known by reputation, professionally and even personally, okay? Is really having Jupiter in your 8th house of other people's money and resources means that maybe right now you are meeting an awful lot of people that have a lot of clout, a lot of pull, that are supporting you or bringing you or introducing you to like the right people, something like that. But they are giving you access to whatever it is that they have, even if they are just introducing you to people. You know, being associated with them publicly may be like the thing that's really enhancing your career in some way. But having the nice sextile to Jupiter in your 8th house means that whatever it is that they're doing possibly, or whatever it is that you're doing, you are like kind of being given the ability to have access to other people's resources, whether it's money or whatever it is that they have. Okay, and sometimes people themselves are resources, okay? On Tuesday, May 24th, Mercury is retrograded back now into Taurus, into your 9th house, and it sextiles Mars in Pisces in your 7th house, like one last time before Mars moves into Aries on this very same day. Okay, so it's actually a very nice aspect from your 9th house of like your philosophy on life, your opinions, your religious and spiritual beliefs, your knowledge, you know, your opinions based on your knowledge even. And your 7th house is your house of like close relationships, partnerships of any kind. Having Mars here, you know, does mean that since Mars has been here, someone may have been coming at you a little bit more aggressively than they normally do, kind of pushing you around or trying to push you into some kind of definite arrangement. You know, the 7th house being the house of partnerships, it's also arrangements and agreements. Even if it's verbal, somebody may have been trying to get you to adhere to something that you know, just isn't working out or whatever. Anyways, with the retrograde back into the ninth house, you're like maybe able to pick apart a little bit better the why no, you know, the no part of why you're not going to do whatever this partnership wants you to. You're able to maybe at first, you know, when Mercury, because this aspect has already occurred when Mercury was direct here, like last month or whatever. So this has already kind of come up. So now that you're in review, you're almost like, I told you so. I told you this wouldn't work or that wouldn't work. I already gave you the information you needed. I even already gave you my answer. Okay. So it's a nice way of telling people to shove off already, right? So anyways, on this very same day, Venus in Aries in your 8th house, sextile Saturn transiting in your 6th house of Aquarius. So, you know, having Saturn in your 6th house of the workplace, okay, kind of work that you do. It's also your house of health, though, and maybe you have been having some health problems. They may even be work-related, okay. So this could be one of those times where you know, a coworker offers to help you in some way or other, or somebody does. Having Venus in your 8th house does make people more likely to want to help you or do favors for you, but usually it's they're giving you something. They're either giving you something, let's say, to ease your health problem, or they're helping you with work that you're doing that maybe you can't. You probably can do it on your own, but they're just offering to help you with something or other, whether it's work or something to, let's say, do with your health, or they could even give you something at this time that they own that makes, you know, things a little bit easier for you. Okay. On Wednesday, May 25th, Mercury in Taurus in your 9th house trines Pluto transiting in your 5th house of Capricorn. So, you know, this is Mercury being retrograde in the 9th house of travel. And 9th house is a long distance travel and communications. This could be one of those times where you do hear from someone. Maybe you were waiting on hearing from them. It could be in regards to anything. But this very nice trine to your 5th house of fun and romance and creativity, and Pluto also being retrograde at the same time here. I think that some plans possibly that you made for a trip to go somewhere that is fun, maybe a little mini vacation or something like that, that was on hold or you weren't able to do, you know, for whatever reason. I think your trip may be back on, okay? Or maybe somebody was supposed to come and visit you and they weren't able to, and now it looks like they are. Okay. On Friday, May 27th, Venus in Aries in your 8th house squares Pluto transiting in your 5th house of Capricorn. So this really isn't a big deal. This is just spending money to have a good time. Okay. And maybe just, you know, thinking about it for like a split second as to whether or not you should or you shouldn't. On Sunday, May 29th, Mars in Aries conjuncts Jupiter in Aries in your 8th house. So this is the good luck transit. This is being in the right place at the right time, making the perfect move, okay? Now, 8th house is passive money. It's money coming to you through means other than earning it. So it's through a legal settlement. Okay, which having Mercury retrograde in your 9th house of legal matters means maybe you are hearing about some kind of payout that was supposed to come to you. Okay, could be a settlement, insurance settlement, legal settlement, or just period money, maybe from past work that you've done. Okay, but this is also prize money. 8th house is prize money. Okay, so I would play the lottery if I were you, even like up, you know, a few days before this date, like, and after, because this aspect will be in effect for like a few days. Okay, so this is also like just finding out that you're like named in someone's will. You know, you're on the end of receiving an inheritance of some kind, or you know, if you were having problems with any financial institution like a bank, a credit card company, or even the IRS or tax people, something very fortunate could take place in one of these areas. You could find out, you know, some kind of, as far as your taxes go, that you're eligible for something or other that benefits you in some way, or your credit card company you could be getting all kinds of offers in the mail, you know, for a new credit card or something like that. They want to increase your limit. Everybody's catering to you now. And if you were having problems with a bank, okay, even wanting to get a loan, this is, as long as Jupiter's here, people are going to want to help you in this area of your life, okay? So approach, you know, if you try to get a loan before or an increase in credit and you couldn't, now would be the time to do something like that.